Hello, community. Welcome back to another Barcelona match review. Barcelona beat Real Betis 2-1. Very close. The one even much closer than we saw against Mallorca. But we have to talk a lot because there is definitely a lot to discuss. There's so much more. But of course, this match, I liked what happened, I would say, towards the end, because towards the end it was much more amazing, much more better, much more, you would say, fruitful Barcelona, intense Barcelona. But what happened throughout the match, why it happened, so and so, we're going to be talking about that. So let's get into it. So first of all, the lineup, a few changes. Of course, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen was not there. Neto was actually starting in this game, and we had a different front three as well. The team was pretty much same, what we expected, but the front three was also changed, which was Memphis, Ferran, and Dembele. So obviously the first half went, I think, pretty okay. Again, Barcelona and Real Betis were neck to neck. I think while Barcelona were dominating possession, again, Real Betis were not letting us, score goals, or of course not to let that domination that we were having in possession affect them too much, because we were definitely slacking in terms of creativity, I would say. And actually, I wouldn't say completely on creativity. It is also upon our approach to this game with that front three that we have. I think this game should have been more so where we were revolving around with these three. Instead, we were just going with that same old crosses and inshallah, which I don't know why is that happening, because we don't have, see, Aubameyang, if you're starting, I somewhat get it. He's got the heading skills, even though I don't even completely agree with Aubameyang on that role, because Aubameyang is like decent in that, but he's not that guy. Of course, the guy is Luke de Jong, and he's never tried this, so I don't get the point. And again, we go with that same strategy, crosses and inshallah, that too with Ferran Torres as a number 9, Memphis as a number 9. They used to rotate with each other, and that was weird, because definitely Memphis, Ferran, they cannot head their goals. They just can't score goals with headers. If you want to do that, do it Luke de Jong. It's just, I don't get the point. Like, why is Xavi so persistent in not trying Luke de Jong in that strategy? Because Ousmane Dembele has got their crosses in. Well, in this game, he didn't have that much. But again, do you completely blame it on him? Because the thing is, we have number 9, we have people with revolving around him who just cannot head in. They're just not that tall enough. They can't, jump high enough for their headers. We got Luke de Jong for that, but apparently Xavi just doesn't want to do it. Anyway, so first half was pretty much neck to neck. Barcelona were having domination. Again, the play style that we're having, crosses, that's why we weren't able to create much threat. Dembele was trying his best from the right hand side. Alex Moreno was doing a good job for Real Betis to shut him down. He was trying his best to cross, but again, who would he cross to, right? Like, literally, there's Memphis, Ferran, and definitely the play style, I definitely think that would have worked in this with this front three, in fact, was revolving around them, playing with the ball, playing with the possession, the Xavi, the Xavi ball, right? The Xavi possession. That is what would have worked with this team, not crosses and inshallah, because that probably it might work again with Luke de Jong. But again, if you're not even using him, then why even trying it? Like, this game just clearly showed it. We're having the same tactics of crosses and inshallah again and again and again, and it's not working. If you want to have something different, something dynamic, it has to be if you revolve with these three players, towards in the central area, right, or in the right hand side, left hand side, trying to involve them, have more numbers in the middle, maybe Ferran, Memphis on the middle. There's a couple of options, but crosses is not it, because they cannot score headers, for God's sakes. So hopefully Xavi, in fact, hopefully changes that. Other than that, first half was, I think, pretty okay. There was definitely some saves, incredible saves done by Neto towards first half as well as the second half. He was brilliant today. He was the star guy, I would say. There was some, I would say he definitely played much better. His saves were insane. He had amazing reaction towards the second half, of course, which we'll be talking about more in bit later. But I think also in the first half, he had an amazing, I would say, amazing reaction, but he of course got to the point to, like, save the goals and stuff, just become a good barrier, right? So yeah, First half was pretty much that, nothing much, of course, going on. So let's get into the second half. And now, second half, where things change a lot because, well, we came up with the same 11. Of course, there was no starting subs, so we were just playing with the same 11. But there was change in play style a little bit, if not by too much. I mean, we were still crossing with, having Ousmane Dembele, but this time it was kind of like we were kind of being revolved around. Like, we were revolving the team around Frankie, Gavi, Busquets. Well, of course, Busquets, one bad news is that he's going to be suspended for the next match. So unfortunately, he will not be playing the next match, which will be interesting to see what the midfield is actually going to be. But nonetheless, I think we were getting more revolved around this time instead of just like crossing around, and it was working a bit because we were creating more chances than before than we were, for God's sakes. But yeah, of course, it still didn't had too much effect on Real Betis, because the thing was that Real Betis defense were good, and in fact their midfield, one of the star player that they had, Nabil Fekir, was brilliant today. One thing that I want to give Real Betis props, and for us completely downgrade on, is that link up, chemistry, passing, incredible, absolutely beautiful, because you would see many link ups, many chemistry, understanding between the players of Real Betis, passing with between the Real Betis players, and you see our players, you see the amount of passes that we misplaced. Like, we were trying to create opportunities in the second half, first half. It is embarrassing. This, I don't know what happened, what is going on. And it's like also like sometimes where our own players are just not feeling that intensity to actually drive the ball forward, or give that effort to get the ball forward. Like, I think there was area where Gavi was like passing the ball to Jordi Alba, and while Gavi gave a good pass, but the problem was Jordi Alba was just not that active enough to, get up front and stuff. So it definitely caused a lot of problems. And yeah, one more thing I definitely to mention was that Claudio Bravo, who was Real Betis goalkeeper, also got changed. He got subbed off because he got injured, and instead of him, Ruiz Silva did a really good job as well. While Neto was our rock today, our wall today, Ruiz Silva was Real Betis' wall. Like, he did really good, except for one thing that definitely we'll be talking about. So yeah, second half was also going okay. We were at least getting more revolved around. But of course, things changed as the subs came on. The first two subs that came on for Barcelona, Ansu Fati and Aubameyang, changed the game. Aubameyang, his link up in this game at least got better than what we have been seeing before from him. His touches were awful, his passing was awful, but this time it was kind of decent. His link ups were going good. And of course, our star man Ansu Fati, just as he comes from bench, gets a very nice goal as well. And I wouldn't say that's the best of the goals. I think that was, but it is what it is. Who cares? Because of course, Ansu Fati returns. And as he returns, he does his job, he scores goal. And yeah, it's great to see, Ansu, the thing with this team until Ansu came was that I didn't have any trust on any players who, would give me that trust that yes, he's going to score the goal for us. Nobody. Ansu came on, he gave that trust to me, and he did indeed do that. And I'm really glad for him, because even though, yes, Ruiz Silva, I think he should have done better, but again, fair props to Ansu Fati. What a player. Now, of course, the comeback goal also comes back, just shortly. Real Betis do bounce back from a free kick that was taken by Nabil Fekir. And what, Mark Batra, just our own former player, scoring the goal for Real Betis. And that was good. In fact, fair props to him, man. He did really good in heading that goal in. That was really good. And yeah, I think definitely the match got a lot intense during those last 10 minutes. I think I definitely wanted to see that mentality. I think all of us wanted to see that mentality of not giving up, we were not giving up. We were fighting in the last 10 minutes. Other subs came on, Adama Traore, Ricky Puig, and I think there's one more sub that I cannot remember at the moment. But those two subs also sort of changed the game. Not a lot, but sort of. Adama Traore was involved in the last goal, which of course, we'll be talking about a bit later. But first of all, Ansu Fati was a great sub. Aubameyang was good. And Ricky Puig, I would say probably that Ricky Puig, yes, I have been hearing some people, what they have been thinking about Ricky Puig's performance tonight. Yes, it wasn't really that good, to be honest, because the thing is, he's rusty as hell. He didn't get any minutes. It was really tough for someone like Ricky Puig to, obviously come on and just straight up perform, right? His positioning was not that good. Some of his passing was awful actually, but I think he sort of gave that change in the team as he came on, because as he came on, he was trying to have that energy, that intensity up, and that intensity up was what we wanted. Because I'm not, see, no hate to Gavi and all, okay? I love that guy. I think he's a fantastic player, obviously. It's a fact. But the thing is, Gavi was so fatigued that it's like we didn't have that intensity throughout, like, until 78th minute, 79th minute. But as Ansu comes, as Oba comes, as Ricky comes, the intensity changes up. They all light up. They all get much more intense, right? And that is what we wanted, the fresh legs to come on and do the job. And that's also of one part that Ricky played, even though he did not play that well. But I think he just needs more time. I think he's definitely having a lot of pressure on him. But yeah, maybe we might see him in the next game anyways, I think, because Sergio Busquets is suspended. So yeah, definitely I think probably Ricky Puig will get a chance. But nonetheless, let's talk about the second goal, the winning goal, which was again involving around probably you could say a lot of our players. First of all, Ricky Puig in the middle, giving the ball to Ansu. They were having a little bit 1-2s, that's it. And as Ansu was driving the ball forward, he was trying to shoot, or I think maybe it was a cross, I'm not sure, but it went to Adama Traore. Adama Traore passed to Dani Alves, and King Alves hitting that in. And Alves' performance as well today was brilliant. Araujo's performance today was brilliant. There are a couple of star players. Of course, Ansu, returning Ansu, obviously doing his job. There were a couple of players, Neto as well, brilliant. And Jordi Alba, what a banger, I have to say. Even though he scored that banger, I think he had a decent game today. I didn't think so. He played amazing, extravagant. I think it was decent from him, but enough to get the job done. And of course, fair props to Jordi Alba. What a banger that was. God damn. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this review. That's pretty much it. Barcelona got, I'm really glad actually. I'm very relieved, because that also qualifies us for the Champions League. It is confirmed we are going to the UCL next season, and hopefully we'll do much better. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next match review. As always, Forza Barca. Peace.